Welcome back to the Pig Trail Show. Going to talk a little bit about basketball recruiting. Now we're going to bring in our Kevin McPherson from our KARK studios in Little Rock. And Kevin, it's been quite a week on the Hill for Eric Musselman and his program. We're going to start first with Virginia Tech grad transfer Kerry Blackshear Jr. looking to land somewhere. Could it be Arkansas? How was his visit?
Well, the big thing is getting them on campus once you work them in recruiting, and Arkansas's managed to do that. Blackshear, second team All-ACC last year, helped Virginia Tech get to the Sweet 16. Once Texas A&M hired away the head coach Buzz Williams, Blackshear put his name in the transfer portal as well as the NBA draft pool. But a guy that averaged 15 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists last season. Like I said, second team All-ACC as a fourth-year junior, so he'll have immediate eligibility. This is a guy that could really help Arkansas bolster that front line. If you think about it, a Daniel Gafford, there's nobody that's going to replace him. But Blackshear, 6'10", 250, can play. Probably has better offensive skill than Gafford. Maybe can't do the things around the rim that Gafford can, but when you look at Arkansas in the last 6 years and the tradition they've had with guys like Bobby Portis, followed by Moses Kingsley, followed by Gafford, you're talking about a 6-year run of having all SEC type players on that front line. And now, if Arkansas is able to get Blackshear, they're going to be able to put him on the floor in the SEC and think that he can be an all-conference guy and really be the anchor for that team. So it'll be interesting to see if Arkansas, once you get him on campus, you improve your chances. Let's see if he takes more visits and if Musselman can pull off another commitment from a grad transfer.
I watched Blackshear play a few times last year in the ACC, and he definitely was impressive, so it would be a good get for Eric Musselman. Some bad news, though, in the decommitment of Isiah Moss, which I think some people thought was a surprise. What's the story there, Kevin?
Now, Arkansas, the team, the Razorbacks returned for summer school that started May 28th. Moss is not one of the players that has been with the team because he's still got work to do in the summer at Iowa to fulfill those to graduate so that he can be a grad transfer. So he's not been on campus. He's not officially been a part of the program, and he's been kind of hanging out there. And so until he enrolls at any school, he's open to be recruited. And I think, he visited Kansas right after his Arkansas visit. And then he ended up committing to Arkansas on May 15th. But Kansas is probably a team that might be at the top of his list. There were many more high major programs across the country that were interested in him. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Let's talk a little bit more about guys down the road for the future, including Kaitlyn Robinson, a kid out of Bryant that not only the Arkansas Razorbacks like, but he's getting a lot of national attention. That's starting to pick up as well.
Yeah, he's a guy that's really been off the national recruiting radar coming into the spring, and he's been had a great spring. You go all the way back to April in the first live period where college coaches could watch him in Atlanta on the Nike EYBL circuit. Arkansas coaches got to see him, but here's a guy that had a lot of mid-major offers coming into the spring. In the last week or so, he's picked up offers from TCU, then it was Illinois, then it was Florida. Then he recently, yesterday, picked up an offer from Iowa State. So the high major schools are starting to offer. Arkansas head coach Eric Musselman spoke with him on the phone Friday, and then the day before that, I believe he was talking to coaches with Kansas. So his profile's definitely picked up. Also this week, he jumped into the top 100 national rankings according to 247sports.com. He went from being unranked to now the number 68 prospect in the country, a high-level 4-star player. Again, a 6'1" combo guard out of Bryant. So this is a guy in Arkansas's backyard. We'll see where his recruitment with the Razorbacks, how much that picks up going forward.
Yeah, trying to keep those in-state kids in-state, Kevin. All right, lastly, let's talk about Shea Evans because he's going to reschedule his visit to Arkansas. Why is that?
Class of 2020, top 100 player out of the Maryland area, 6'6" wing, got a lot of offensive skill, good shooter, but a guy that was supposed to be in this weekend, June 8th and 9th, Saturday and Sunday, and he's rescheduling that. He doesn't have a date firmed up yet. It could be as soon as next weekend, the 15th and 16th, or it could be a little later on than that. But he had some scheduling conflicts and was unable to keep the commitment.
All right, Kevin. Well, we appreciate all of your insight, and we, of course, will continue to check in with you every Sunday. Until then, take care. The Pig Trail Nation Show going to roll on after the break.